So let's get started. Our top story today, something that we feared could potentially happen, and it has. Kalshi banning and fining two insider traders. How about this? Enforcement on individuals accused of insider trading. Their identities not disclosed, although details of the incident reveal the identity of one of the two, Kyle Langford. Never heard of him. Who was previously running for California governor and currently running for Congress. In May, he posted on social media that he had wagered $100 on himself to be the next California governor. Now, Kalshi's surveillance department noticed that post, froze his account, and launched an investigation, according to a statement. A Kalshi attorney who serves as head of enforcement took a closer look. Needless to say, this is the kind of stuff that if it's not regulated, you're only doing your own internal investigation. Who knows what's going on all across the country? But prediction markets, of course, the big focus of our show with everything happening in that landscape. Meanwhile, how about this? Cincinnati Bearcats trying to get back some cash. They're suing former quarterback Brendan Sorsby in federal court, saying that he breached his NIL contract with the club when he refused to pay a $1 million exit fee because he transferred to Texas Tech, one of the better quarterbacks in the country, signing an NIL agreement with the Red Raiders that will now pay him between $4 and $6 million this season. And could we have an unprecedented move, a school paying another school to let their kid leave and go to theirs? Wow. NIL, wild, wild west. Okay, college basketball last night. This was supposed to be the game of the night. And quite frankly, it was not even close. UConn beat St. John's 72-40. Best win of the season probably for Connecticut, and worst loss of the season for St. John's. St. John's missed their last 24 shots in the game. That's a long time. Here's Dan Hurley on picking up this signature win, and obviously a pretty disgusted Rick.
Obviously one of our better performances of the year. Outside of missing a lot of good looks at three. There's not a whole lot for me to complain about. Just with the performance, I think just a lot of soul searching by the group during that stretch that started at MSG, where our defense kind of tanked, and then I think you saw today its capabilities when we're dialed in.
But it's all on me. I'm very disappointed in our performance offensively, especially of sharing the ball, moving the ball. So it's all on me. But we'll get ready for Villanova. We're still playing for a league championship. It doesn't matter whether you lose by 1 or 40. The league championship's still at stake. Obviously, we're going to make our corrections and move on.
Wake-up call there for the Johnnies. We'll see. Meanwhile, Arkansas is playing some great basketball this season under John Calipari. They've won 5 of their last 6 games after beating Texas A&M last night, 99-84, covering that 7.5-point spread pretty easily. Darius Acuff had 22 points in the game, and they took care of the basketball. As Coach Cal said, that was the key to the win.
To have only 9 turnovers in a game that's played the way that game was played, it's kind of amazing. To take what they gave us and then pull out when you haven't played a game like that against a team like that was pretty impressive. How we played down the stretch, what Darius did, what the other guys did, playing through him, pretty amazing. DJ Wagner, woo, and he will only get better. Billy Richmond, woo. Malik Thomas, the biggest play of the game in my mind was that rebound he grabbed with 2 hands because they were making a little run, and he went and got that ball, and then we ended up scoring. Huge play. And then he comes down the stretch and he makes shots. Somebody just told me Darius was 1 for 12 in the first half. Probably should have subbed him out and sat him. But I gave him a break. But I didn't. Look, I'm just watching guys, and I just want confident guys, that you're confident. When you shoot it, you're shooting it confidently.
Still A-plus press conference. Coach Cal. Braden Frager scored 21 points. Nebraska beats Maryland 74-61. They were 16.5-point favorites, so naturally they didn't cover that spread. The Huskers are having a great season, though. They're 24-4 on the year and 13-4 in the Big Ten. Fred Hoiberg talked about how valuable staying in this game was early.
I didn't like our body language. I talked about that in the huddle. We were down 3, and looking at their faces, it felt like we were down 20. So once we fixed that and started rebounding the ball, that got us out in transition. I told them, you can't run if you can't get the ball. And once we did, that got us loose a little bit. They crashed everybody, and that Sam made a couple big plays to keep a couple balls alive. He and Solomon Washington were going to after one, and you don't beat Solomon Washington very often for a loose ball, but that was a huge play that Sam got Braden to dunk on. It got the crowd into it. Our crowd was phenomenal all game long. Keeping us, these 6 o'clock games are tricky. You got people coming from work. They maybe don't get out to the bars like they do before the 8 o'clock game, but it's a good win for us. I was proud of how they responded. We changed up our defense, and we haven't played a lot of that over the course of the year. They responded on the fly. We worked on it and shoot around today, and they adjusted well.
Let's get to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their run could be coming to an end depending on the outcome of this MRI for James Harden. He suffered a fracture in his right thumb during Tuesday's win over the Knicks. Further evaluations going on right now. The Bucks beat the Cavs by 2 last night, but will Harden suit up anytime soon? Remains to be seen. Meanwhile, the National Basketball Association, the Detroit Pistons just keep on winning. They beat the Thunder last night. Even covered that spread, although it was close. 124-116. Detroit wins. Cade Cunningham, 29 points, 13 assists. The Thunder kept it close for the majority of this one, but JB Bickerstaff, Bernie's his dad. How old I am. JB Bickerstaff is happy they picked up the victory.
I thought it was in and out, to be honest with you. There were some really good moments where we did the things that we needed to do. And then there was times where, I felt like we let them back in the game. But, again, our guys find a way. And they do the right thing. Their heart's in the right place. They're trying to do the things we ask them to do. So, again, we'll watch the film and continue to move on.
Obviously, really happy with the compete level and the resilience in the third quarter. A game got away from us a little bit and looked like it was going to be had the potential to be a runaway. The group to start the fourth quarter did a great job of getting that under 10 and getting it in striking distance and bridging to getting like Dort and Kaysen back out there when Cunningham came back. So really good job by the guys that went to gut that out. Obviously, we've got the wind in our face a little bit physically, but the guys that played tonight laid it on the line.
Get to the latest in the NBA, and of course, Nikola Jokic played last night. So if you bet on that triple-double, you hit it again. 30 points, 12 rebounds, 16 assists. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. The Nuggets I think when you look at it, couldn't ask for more from a player that has missed so much time, and their record probably could be much better. But they win last night, 103-84 against the Boston Celtics. They were 3.5-point favorites. Also, the Rockets offense goes bananas. They took care of the Kings, 128-97. And naturally, the Rockets are still fighting for position in the West in the NBA. Also, from Major League Baseball, Giancarlo Stanton of the New York Yankees, still having trouble with those elbows yet again this season. No word on when he will be back playing in spring training, but says he hopes to be healthy the entire season.